Good morning, guest and fellow Toastmaster. A warm welcome to meeting number 165 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Amit, your sergeant at arms for today. I am sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay here for entire duration. Before we start the meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and your audio should be off. Audio should be only on when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topic of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International doesn't put any restriction on the speaking on these sensitive topics, at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial view on these sensitive topics. Also, urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in the letter and spirit. Hence, ensuring there is no sexist, racist, or any such undertone that create hostility and discomfort for the members and guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officer for today, DTM Nancy. So about Nancy, she is working as a senior data analyst. She is a certified image consultant and personal branding coach. She is vice president education of the vice president education and the president elect of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. Over to you, DTM Nancy.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. Good morning, Gabbys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's it. That's the only energy you have. Once again, good morning, Gabbys.
Good
morning.
Thank you. On this note, I call meeting number 166 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club open. Well, it's always a pleasure to be presiding over the meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Why? Because every time I take up the stage as presiding officer, there's something exciting to announce. Last time we mentioned that we have already reached 92 in number, in head count. But what's more exciting is, this week we have achieved 100 educational awards for this program year. Yes, 100 educational awards put together, all the three clubs. That is something which is most of the clubs struggle with. Whenever I have visited many clubs, they are still at 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, but 100 is unimaginable. Was it Sturmfrei? Well, definitely not. I'll talk about that during my speech. As a speaker today, I don't want to steal the thunder of my speech myself. So wait for it. But before I move on, I see a couple of guests in the meeting. I see guest Kalpesh would like to call you up on stage, and would you share a quick 30-second intro?
Hi, good morning, fellow Toastmaster and DAKs. Myself, Kalpesh Patel. I am member of Matric Toastmaster Club Ahmedabad, and I got to know about your club from Meeta Shah, and she suggested to join your club as a guest. Thank you for having me.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpesh, for joining our meeting today, all the way from Ahmedabad. I see Toastmaster Sheran. He will be introduced during his evaluation role itself. I see our G Toastmaster Nimshi. She will be introduced during her G role. Prateek, would you like to take a quick moment to introduce yourself? Prateek, are you there? All right, if you're not there in front of screen right now, we'll come back to you later towards the end of the meeting. With this, it's time for me to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. Well, this Toastmaster of the day is someone who always comes up with these interesting themes, whether it's Volcansmith or Paraprostokians or Sturmfrei. I'm still not sure whether I'm pronouncing this word right. I'm sure he will come on stage and let us know what this means, how to pronounce this word. But this is someone who's not only known for these random themes. This is someone who has been Division Director, Division B for the past program year, someone who has been a mentor to many. One thing that you don't know about him, if I may reveal it, he's someone who, in the first go, you will feel that, oh my God, shall I speak to him? I'm feeling so scared already. But the moment you speak to him, you will feel that, yes, he's so approachable. Please put your hands together with pride, if I can say, my closest friend, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How many of you Googled this theme? Okay. And what did you discover?
Sturmfrei.
Okay, let's start with the pronunciation. How many of you have Googled the pronunciation? Come on, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and pronounce. Yes, Renu, you can go first.
It's Sturmfrei.
Okay.
Sturmfrei.
Okay. What else? Punith?
I googled it. It is Sturmfrei.
Okay. Anyone else wants to give it a try?
I Googled it, it's Sturmfrei, but I didn't Google the pronunciation.
Okay. Anyone else wants to try? No? You don't want to learn a new word. You want to? Okay. So the pronunciation of this word, technically very German pronunciation, the way the Germans, this is a German word, it's Sturmfrei. Okay, so it's Sturmfrei. And Americans, as usual, they have the habit of distorting every pronunciation of every word that's not English or that's not spoken in the US. So this one also, they, in certain American pronunciation is Sturmfrei, but it's, if you go strictly by this, it is Sturmfrei. So can we start with the pronunciation? Can everyone unmute themselves and say it's Sturmfrei?
Sturmfrei.
Now let's
Sturmfrei.
go into the meaning of it. What is the meaning of the word Sturmfrei?
Sturmfrei.
Storm-free, right? That's a literal translation. But what is the essence of it? Come on, give it a try.
Being
What kind of storm? Are we talking about
being
weather?
owner-
Something in the weather forecasting report. Aditya, you're saying something?
Yeah, I was saying like being the owner of your own will.
That's deep, but this is not definitely a deep concept. Sturmfrei is basically, it's a naughty concept. What is naughty about Sturmfrei? What is Sturmfrei? Sturmfrei is, do you remember that you all were kids one day?
No.
That was when dinosaurs walked the earth, right? When there were cockroaches and dinosaurs and crocodiles and no humans on the planet. Remember those days, right? When you were growing up, toddlers trying to walk, trying to run, trying to crawl, and then you became teenagers. And then some of you, wanted to sneak in a movie that you're not supposed to watch when parents are not at home. You did that? Or am I the only one who did all of this? I mean, I did way more than that, but then at least this much did you guys do? Like try to sneak in a movie when your parents are not around, right? Or try to have that extra rasgulla or that extra pancake, whatever. My escapades are way more wild, but I think you guys would have done something, right? When your parents were not at home.
Boss, even siblings.
Did you do something when your class teacher was not in the class? We used to celebrate, when our class teacher will not be coming that day. So it was a party. So in one of the previous meetings, I said that the entire class was suspended one day. I didn't tell why. So I'll tell you why today. So the class teacher did not come to the class that day. And all of us, almost 50 of us, we got onto a desk and we were dancing. So to one of the Bollywood numbers of those times. Okay, and a couple of us got overly enthusiastic and we removed our shirts also. And that's when our principal walked in. And remember, this is one of the most prestigious schools of Calcutta, Calcutta Boys School, which is considered to be a missionary, a very disciplined school. So if you have watched, Mohabbatein and you have watched Amitabh Bachchan's school, it was something like that, very, very disciplined. You have to come in your proper attire, shoes has to be shining. We had fines for not speaking in English. Imagine in that kind of a school, if someone is dancing on the desk because the class teacher is not there, and amidst that couple of boys have removed their shirt and they're waving like a flag. What do you imagine will happen, right? The entire class got suspended. So that is Sturmfrei. Sturmfrei is storm-free, will at your own free will, having fun, giving a damn about the world around you. This could be at home when your parents are not there. Some of us have reached the age when we become Sturmfrei when we are at home and our kids are not there. Right? So now it's kind of the tables have turned. Now my daughter is not home, so let me go and do some dance moves. Because if she's around, then she's the one who's going to do the moves, right? So various ways we can define. Or it could be at school where the class teacher is not there. Or it could be even at the workplace. Your boss has gone on a vacation. So let's do pizza party, let's do hangouts, rampant work from homes, whatever. So basically, Sturmfrei is having fun without any kind of fear, censorship, without coming under the radar, anything like that. Clear? So what's going to come up next?
We are going to share our story.
Exactly. See? Experience speaks. 3 years with Toastmasters, right? So she knows what's going to come up next. So who's going to speak about their Sturmfrei moments? I see our guest, Kalpesh. Kalpesh, what is the kind of Sturmfrei moment that you have had? How naughty have you been? Whatever is shareable, okay?
Yeah, thank you. TMOD. So first of all, when I talk about my childhood life, I was always a very honest boy. So I didn't do anything in school, but I was naughty at my home. So always my mom always complaining what I'm doing these things. So I always, spoiling in the kitchen and doing something wrong way. I did a lot of things.
Okay, so you were the kind of people we used to really hate, because you were the examples that parents would give. That be like Kalpesh, or be
Don't
like
lie. I always prefer to be a very calm and patient in school and all, but at home I was always naughty.
oh, lovely. And I was like utterly mischievous everywhere. Okay, who wants to go next? I'm trying to find some mischievous, naughty faces here. You guys are not turning on your camera. Okay, I said I'm trying to find some naughty faces here, and Nagesh said Neha. I don't know why, but okay, Neha, Nagesh feels that you may have some naughty stories to share. Would you? They're already clapping, hoping something is going to come. Some cats out of the bag, Neha. No? Fine. Then Nimshi, our general evaluator for today. Any Sturmfrei moment, any naughty stories that you want to share?
Not very much naughty, I would say, because I had strict parents at home. But I still can remember, we used to watch, they didn't let us watch all the foreign movies, many of the English movies, because they had these very tiny suits. So they don't want us to get influenced by them. I can still remember this particular movie, High School Musical 2. it was about their summertime. So at summer they wear the minimum of clothes. So I can remember once my mom shouted at me and my cousins that we were watching it. And then after that, we used to watch it while she was cooking in the kitchen, and one was there to look after her whether she's coming so we can switch off the movie. Those were one of the few things that I say I can share with you all. Yeah.
Yes, Sinar, thank you so much for sharing. In our growing up years, I remember that for us, this was the. Yeah. So yeah, this was during our growing up years. Please have a seat. So during our growing up years, TV was one of the biggest avenues for us to get us from crime movements. I still remember there was a serial that used to come. I don't know how many of you have heard the name Swabiman. Anyone here? No. Okay, that just shows how old I am and how
No,
young.
Shaktiman, no
There's a
Swabhiman.
generation gap. So there's a whole generation, and between that, the serial fits in Swabiman. So Swabiman was a taboo serial at that point of time. You just can't watch Swabiman. No decent family will claim to have Swabiman if their kids are watching Swabiman. Okay, so that was the kind of, and all that was there were mini skirts and shorts and that. That's the best. Okay, so don't let your imagination drive wild. It was nothing close to what you get to see even in the dumbest of the TV serials today. It was nothing close to that also. So that was our Sturmfrei moments. But yeah, that's how we used to enjoy. And talking about parents, my mother, she was with the defense. So she was, and that too, she was an RDS expert. She used to work for one of the agencies, and I still don't know, and I'll never know which agency she worked for, but she used to work for one of the agencies. So she was more like a sleuth. So she'll come back from work, and then she will suddenly walk into the room and touch the side of the TV. And she'll like, warm or not? And I would ensure that I keep the window open. So our best excuse would be, is the sunlight. It's not me. So yeah, so those are the Sturmfrei moments. So we have got two guests in the room. Can we have your name, sir?
I'm Adi's friend.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining. So we have got a friend of yours, Adi, in the room, Chandan. And
Sanjit.
Sanjit is our member, Sanjit Nayak. Thank you, Sanjit and Chandan, for joining us here. We already have Nancy and Nagesh in the room. Now let me quickly move on with the meeting. So any Toastmaster meeting has got three sections. The first section is the prepared speech, and we have got two different kind of speeches today, very different kind of flavors. I'll come to that in a short while. The second is the impromptu speech section, where we practice impromptu speaking. This is the section where I would encourage all our guests and visiting Toastmasters to come forward, nominate yourself, volunteer, speak, because this is your best opportunity to speak impromptu and practice impromptu. And the third section, which is considered to be one of the most important sections of a Toastmaster meeting, because Toastmaster strictly believes that you can only improve if you get the right feedback from the right people at the right time. And that section is the general evaluation section. Now, the general evaluation section in a Toastmaster meeting is led by a general evaluator, and the general evaluator also has a team along with him or her. Today, we are very fortunate to have a general evaluator, not from India, but all the way across from Sri Lanka. Our general evaluator for today is Toastmaster Nimshi. Toastmaster Nimshi is the president of Minu Wangoda Toastmasters Club. She's working as the general manager at L&D Graphics, a private limited company, and an ICT tutor. Her hobbies depends on her mood. She normally likes reading, watching YouTube videos, talk shows, watching cricket and tennis. Please welcome, with a big round of applause, the general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Nimshi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, for that very kind introduction. And good morning to all of you. So good to be with you all today. And it's my first time that I'm joining with the Toastmasters Club outside of Sri Lanka. So this is going to be a very special moment for me as well. And I'm glad that I could join with you today. So let's move on to business. Today I will be your general evaluator. And as the general evaluator, my main purpose is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. So I'm not alone. I have a team to help me as well. And also I will be taking notes about the team and whatever the things that happens in the meeting. So to help me with my general evaluation, we call it, actually this is a little bit different than in Sri Lanka, because in Sri Lanka we normally have just the tag team, timer, account and grammarian. But here we see there's another role as listener. So I'm really excited to know more about this. Before moving on to that, I would like to invite our timer today to introduce about her role and how that person is going to work throughout the meeting. So today, our timer is Toastmaster Upasana. Please correct me if I'm wrong with your pronunciation.
No, you are right.
Okay, great. Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh. So she's a chirpy, happy, go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, and listen to music. And also, she likes to read about Indian mythology. She's been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and love exploring new cultures. Wonderful. Currently, she works as a senior senior technical writer for an MNC. So our timer is a very interesting person, it seems, today. Without further ado, I would like to invite timer Toastmaster Upasana to introduce her role. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, for such a warm welcome and introduction. Today, I am the timer, and as you all know, I will be timing all the speeches, evaluation, and table topic session. So for the speakers, I see we have 2 speakers. So for the first speaker, the time is 10 to 15 minutes. So at the 10th minute, I will raise green card. After the half minute, that is the 13th minute, I'll raise a yellow. And the moment the time goes beyond 15 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Next, for the other speaker, that is the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll raise green. 6 minutes, I'll raise yellow. And 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For the evaluations, the evaluator will have 2 to 3 minutes time. 2 minutes, green card will be raised. 2.5 yellow, and 3, the red card will be shown. For all the table topic speakers, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise green, 1.5 yellow, and 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And when I'll be called, I will be sharing my report in the chat as well as I'll share the screen. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, our timer, for that wonderful explanation about your role. So I would like to move on to our next role player of my tag team, the accountant. Today we have Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. I hope I'm correct with your pronunciation, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. I'm just Jaspreet Kaur.
Yes, great. You reminded me of Jaspreet Bumrah. So I see how to pronounce that name. Yeah, so she's a performance-driven and result-oriented soft skills coach with a vision to empower professionals and unleash their potential. She has an extensive experience as a senior English faculty in prestigious Delhi schools and Hindustan Times. She is an IELTS trainer and a POSH expert. Beyond coaching, she is also a writer and translator with prance features, which involves crafting comic stories that impart ethics and values to young minds, which is a very inspiring character, I would say. So, ma'am, it's all of you to explain your role.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. So today I'm the R counter, and the purpose of the R counter is to listen and make a note of all the unnecessary words and sounds which will be used by the speakers and the role players of the meeting. The report would focus on 5 major areas. First is the filler words such as then the inappropriate interjections like and, well, but, so, the use of crutch words similar to basically, actually, this thing, etc. Repetitive words or phrases in the form of I, or this means, this means. Unintentional long or short pauses made by the speakers. I'll present the rest of my report when called for by the General Evaluator during the General Evaluation session. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Aditya counter. Okay, let's move on to our next role in my tag team, that is Grammarian. So I hope Grammarian's name is pronounced as Punith. Am I correct?
Yes, you are right.
Great, thank you. So he's a very, I would say, a unique character by reading his description, because he's a non-fiction book enthusiast and a dedicated practitioner of David Allen's Getting Things Done method, and a prominent executive committee member at Toastmasters Indira Nagar Pride. I hope he's more of a practical person, and I would like to hear from our grammarian regarding his role today. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimshi. In every speech, a speaker shares content with audience. When we use language, we should follow set of rules, which is called grammar. We should follow this because most agree to these rules. The proper grammar enhances clarity, accuracy, precision, and reduces the possibility of misinterpretation. Today, as a grammarian, I make a note of good usage of English and not so good usage of grammar, and share my report during evaluation session. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce word of the day. Today, word of the day is solitude. It is now. Its meaning is the situation of being alone without other people. Example, after months of solitude at sea, it felt strange to be in company. I will put this in the chat, and I request everyone to use this word of the day. And I also request you to pay attention to all the speaker. Whenever a speaker uses word of the day, give thumbs up. And thank you. And I will come back with my report during an evaluation session. And over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Nimshi.
Thank you so much, dear grammarian Toastmaster Punith, for that wonderful explanation. And I would like to invite our next role, listener. This role is a little bit new for me, so I'm also excited to know what's the listener's role in a Toastmasters meeting. I would like to invite our listener today, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. I hope I'm correct with your name pronunciation as well, Toastmaster Renu.
Yeah, perfectly.
Great, thank you. She's a person who loves to engage with people and who loves to glean the insights from their varied experiences. And also, beyond the professional realm, she finds joy in the simple pleasures of cooking, adorning herself, and curating a welcoming atmosphere in my home. Seems like she's more into self-love. Life to her is a tapestry woven with diverse threads of learning, sharing, and embracing the richness of each moment. So that's how she looks at life, with a very fresh and a very nice perspective, I would say. Without further ado, I would like to invite Toastmaster Renu to explain about your role. Toastmaster Renu, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. I'm the listener of the day. I'll be listening closely to everything that is said during the meeting. And for that, I'll be drafting certain short questions to test our listening skills. And towards the end of the meeting, I'll be putting up those questions. And just for your understanding, General Evaluator ma'am, Nimshi, I'll just put one question from the meeting up till now. Which Hindi movie did Sourav mention in the introduction to Sturmfrei? Can you recall the Hindi movie he mentioned?
Mohabbatein.
Yeah. So this is how it'll work. This is how listeners will work. I hope I'm clear with my role. Thank you, ma'am. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu, for that explanation as well as the demonstration. I hope for now I'm done with my duties of introducing my team. And like I said at the beginning, at the end of the meeting, where the general evaluation session being held, I will be back with my team and my the other extended team with evaluators to give you all a very good feedback of what we have done. And until then, I would like to give the control back to Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimshi, our general evaluator for today. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow. For old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago. Or is it some humble lay, familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been, and maybe a hymn? Anyone? Which poetry is this?
The Solitary Reaper.
Lovely. Okay, yeah. So when the TMOD says, can we have a big round of applause for our Jaspreet Kaur? You are such a well-read person. Thank you so much. When I heard the word of the day, solitude, this is a poem that came to my mind. And the reason being that Sturmfrei for me was not only about being naughty, okay? So sometimes we used to do good things as well. One of that is reading poetries and also reading a lot of William Wordsworth. So here's the thing. I was not very keen on science, particularly chemistry is something that I hated. And the irony is my mom made a living out of it, right? So we were at like two ends of the spectrum. For her, chemistry is career and career is chemistry. And for me, chemistry is nonsense and I'm not going. That's always a mystery. And that's how, we have kind of agreed to disagree for the entire period when I was in school. And so whenever I would read English or read Shakespeare or Wordsworth or something, she would strongly discourage me. She'll say, you want to take arts? Like women, girls take arts. No one in our family, boys have taken arts. What will our ancestors say? Your uncle is, mathematics postgraduate, your father is an engineer, and you're studying arts. You're a BA, like that she'll say. I mean, seriously. So anyways, so times have changed, but that's what I remembered, that sometimes Sturmfrei was also about doing things which are not necessarily naughty, but we want to do, but we can't do because there is a lot of supervision going on around us. So anyone would want to share any Sturmfrei moment like that? Things you want to do, but you cannot do because of a lot of supervision. But when the cats are not watching, the mice will play. Right? So I see San Pereira. I know you San Pereira because I think in one of the meetings you logged in as San Pereira. Am I right? Sanoli?
Yeah, this is my second day of joining.
I now remember the San Pereira. Your name was very attractive. That's why I remember. Yeah. So Sanoli, you have a moment to share, a Sturmfrei moment where you did something.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
When your parents were not at home, you did something naughty or did something nice, which you always wanted to do. You can think about it. We'll come back to you in some time. I have a couple of guests in the room. Do you have something to share, Chinna?
Yeah, sure. So I had
You want to come here?
Sure.
So we have a guest in the room, Chandan. So Chandan is going to share his Sturmfrei moment, please.
Hey guys, my name is Chandan Kumaja. So it's a very interesting topic. So I have a hobby, and it actually, when I was little, I loved Hot Wheels. And when sadly we all start to grow up, and when I was in college, and eventually I saw a shop where they were selling Hot Wheels, and I bought my first Hot Wheel there. And then that love for those tiny die-cast cars, which actually died, I guess 10 or 15 years back, started flowing in. It was my first purchase, and then I started collecting all those different cars, toys, and everything. And then I just gave an excuse to my family members that I'm going to visit my sister in Delhi, and I did some research. And then I went to Sadar Bazaar, and because it is India's largest wholesale toys market, I saw everything there. And then I planned that eventually maybe I'll become just like a Sapphire store, I'll own a largest toy store. But yeah, since I come from a middle class family, we all have a pressure that we have to be a part of corporate circle, corporate race and everything. But still, I'm trying my best that if I could manage that along with this hobby, I'll be more than happy. I guess I'll meet it if I'll open a tiny little toy shop eventually at the end of my career. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. Lovely. Definitely, you're going to have your own toy shop. You'll have your own toy mart. Just keep playing. Life is all about all play and no work. Okay, with this, we are going to get into some serious business now, and that is the business of prepared speech. And we have got two prepared speakers. The first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava. Before I introduce Toastmaster Aditya, I would quickly confirm the presence of his evaluator who's in the room. The evaluator will be introduced later by the general evaluator. But I hereby confirm that distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh is in the room. You are in the room, sir?
Yeah.
Sheran is the Sheran de Costa. Okay, I'm sorry. Nagesh is the evaluator for next. I'm sorry. Yeah, so evaluator is Sheran de Costa. So Sheran, you're there in the room. I can see you. Can you still?
Yes, DTM, sure.
Thank you so much. And we are now going to explain the project objective of the speaker before I introduce the speaker. So the speaker is doing a project which is called Leading in Difficult Situation. I would want everyone to please pay attention because this is not a normal 5 to 7 minutes speech that we do in Toastmaster. What will happen here, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice strategies for adjusting to unexpected changes to a finalized plan. So here the speaker has a finalized plan and he will be presenting this plan in a 5 to 7 minutes prepared speech. So timer, you will have to separately time the speaker. First 5 to 7 minutes for the prepared speech. After the prepared speech is over, then there will be a few disruptors from the audience, or people who will ask difficult questions. They will kind of challenge the plan and say that, why do you think this will work? I don't think this will work. This does not make sense. Things like that, right? So the member completing this project has spent some time developing a project plan for an event or a set of goals. The first part of the member's speech will be a presentation of his or her plan. Our club members will then be invited to suggest disruptions to the plan. Remember, this is not a disruption to the speaker, so no one will be interrupting the speaker during the 5 to 7 minute speech. The member will need to address methods for managing the challenges presented by the club members. So after the speech is done, when the disruptions to the plan is being presented by the others, at that time the members will be countering those. There should be a minimum of 3 disruptions suggested at a maximum of 5. The member may respond to each disruption separately, but that's the member's choice. He may club 2 or 3 disruptions, say, these 3 questions look similar to me, so let me kind of give a single answer. The evaluator will be evaluating the member on the first on the prepared speech about their plan, as well as on the second impromptu response to the disruptions that is going to happen. As he will be evaluating, he will consider the member's poise and presentation, as well as the visibility, creativity, viability, etc., in terms of the responses to the challenges. So with this, let me now invite the speaker on stage. And the speaker on stage for today, and the first speaker for today is Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava. Aditya says he's a returning Toastmaster, something that I thoroughly disagree with. He never went anywhere. He was just busy with a few of his work, but he's now thick in action, back in action. He has completed 3 levels of persuasive influence path when he was a member of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. He took a short hiatus to kind of take care of some of his professional commitments, and now he's back to Toastmasters with the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, and he's going to continue to pursue the persuasive influence path. This project is a level 4 project 1 of the persuasive influence path. The total time required is 15 to 20 minutes. Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava, imagine 2019. Imagine 2019, Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava. I'm sorry, imagine 2024. Yeah, I noticed that now. Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava, imagine 2024. Imagine 2024. Toastmaster Aditya Shrivastava. The stage is all yours.
Thanks a lot, dear Sourav. And as Sourav already mentioned, right, like I have been away from the Toastmasters stage for quite some time. Like I was a member of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club up until September 23, and it's after a hiatus of 5 months is when I'm joining this stage again today. And trust me when I tell you this, I'm very happy saying the next sentence, which is, good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. People in the audience, give me a cheer if you miss the pre-COVID era. You can unmute yourself. Anybody? If you guys missed the pre-COVID era, give me a cheer.
Yeah,
I heard woohoo. Yes, yes. Woohoo, indeed. Wasn't that an amazing time where masses of people would go out to create, collaborate, and even celebrate without a single worry in the world? My personal favorite were actually corporate events, where people of different walks of life working in the same domain would come together to celebrate or cherish the passion for the field of choice that they work in. And as we come to overcome the horrors of our past, this amazing time is coming back once again in the form of Imagine 2024. So there's this tech company called Automation Anywhere, and it's their marquee event named Imagine. And it's the first time since COVID that it is happening in person. Tell me this, you know, when Apple launches a new iPhone or Google launches a new Android device, it's considered a very big deal, right? Just imagine is exactly Automation Anywhere's event of that level of importance. Imagine is being conducted on March 25th, 2024 at Sheraton, and people in Bangalore will recognize this, the one in Whitefield, right? Now you guys must be wondering, like, why is Aditya talking about an event for a tech company? Like, how is he associated with it, right? Guys, accepting my mistake, I'm kind of moonlighting here as an account executive digital for Edelman, which is a global communications firm, which also happens to be the official media agency for Automation Anywhere. Now, Automation Anywhere is a client of Edelman's Bombay team, from where the VP Digital Abhishek Kumar and an intern, Soham Chaparwal, are flying down to do the on-ground event coverage. And I and a senior account executive, Nisarg Joshi, are being sent from the Bangalore team to help them cover the spread. So when we talk about covering this particular event, and given the importance of this particular event, our premise is set, and so is our war room. Under Abhishek's leadership, the plan of action looks somewhat like this. Soham, the intern, is responsible for everything publication, be it your live tweets, your LinkedIn posts, your YouTube videos. Anybody, anything creates has to be published by Soham. And for this particular reason, he will be set down stationary right next to the reception, almost in a solitude. Me, like Aditya, is supposed to be working on guest testimonials. The key marker being 80 of such 1 minute videos to be recorded and sent in under the 2 day event spread. And to help me with this, we have an extended photographer. We have extended set of photographers who are being provided from the local vendor team. Mr. The senior is supposed to be covering everything live. How many of you understand live tweeting? Basically, anything and everything which is happening on stage has to be published on the social media in real time. And there would be additional 2 photographers with Nisarg to be able to do this. But both me and Nisarg have strict instructions that anything that we capture or write has to go to Soham for publication. The last of this list is Abhishek Kumar, the VP Digital, who's also someone you could consider as guard on point. Because he is a CXO himself, he will be roaming around with other CXOs, be it your CEO, your COO, your CMO, kind of understanding whatever need that they have in terms of social media at the time of the event being conducted. Look at Abhishek as the top of this trickle-down hierarchy. Are you all with me up until this point? Let me very quickly summarize. Soham, responsible for publication, stationary. He's going to sit next to the reception at all times for the 2 days. Aditya is responsible for covering guest testimonials, 80 of such testimonials, and for that, I will be roaming around the event space. Nisarg, responsible for covering everything live in the atrium, in the event atrium, and will be set down stationary with 2 photographers with him. And then there's Abhishek, who's looking after this whole operation. In addition to this 4-member team present on ground, there are 2 additional copywriters who are sitting in the Bangalore office named Hari and Alka, who will be approving our copy and basically giving the green check to Soham before he hits the publish button. I will quickly put down the process flow for you. Look at it like this way. Aditya and Nisarg basically capture, Hari and Alka approve, and Soham publishes. And Abhishek basically oversees this whole operation. The list of key deliverables being 2 major deliverables. 1, 80 guest testimonials over the next 2 days, and if not more, a minimum of 200 live updates coming out from the atrium. The bottom line being very simple. Keep the client happy, then absolute carnage of a social media coverage. Now that you all know the plan, the people, and the process, I now would like to make the room open to you guys to let me know what possible disruptions can happen to this almost flawless plan. Keeping the room open for 2 to 3 minutes, indication to the timer. Sourav, would you be coordinating?
So no, I think you have to invite the questions. You have to invite the guests.
Okay. I would require the meeting host to then pin the audience view for me.
You mean the offline?
Okay, I've moved to gallery, no problem. Anybody who has any possible disruptions or flaws that you see in this planning, I'll quickly repeat it for your perusal. 80 guest testimonials, 200 plus live tweets, a team of 5 people on ground, like 6 people. There's Soham for publication, Aditya and Nisarg for capturing. We also have photographers helping us do this. And there's Abhishek, who's overseeing this operation, with Hari and Alka sitting in Bangalore office approving the copies. So Aditya and Nisarg capture, Hari and Alka approve, Soham publishes, and if anything goes south, Abhishek steps in and helps us out. Make sense? Any possible disruptions that you can see which could go south in this planning of ours? Guys, you can raise your hands. I'll be happy to hear you out.
I have something. I have a question.
Yes, Sourav.
Yeah. So I think the fundamental assumption here that you have is that everyone will be doing their part of the work, right? And that is one of the biggest optimism, which generally feels to be true. Whenever we have a team of 5 people, it's generally none of them are working because everyone is thinking the other person will work. So what's your backup plan?
Brilliant question, Sourav. Brilliant question. And before I start answering the question, I just want to reiterate for the wider audience in case you have missed it. Sourav is saying the core premise is flawed where you have equally distributed responsibilities across the board. And what if somebody collapses? Point taken, Sourav. The idea behind is while the distribution of responsibilities has been done equally, the weighted average trust on the 5-member team that you see is not equal. You cannot trust a intern as equally as you trust a VP, right? You cannot trust your local vendor staff as equally as you might want to trust your senior. And I'm not saying it is only in line with your seniority or level of experience. It also goes to speak about the person who's being. It could also happen that the intern might end up doing a much larger throughput than the VP, or the senior executive might end up doing a much lesser throughput than an account executive. But the idea is this: the system has been made in a way that even if one person were to collapse, there are overlapping responsibilities. To give you a very simple example, what Nisarg is supposed to be doing in this case, let's take a very simple example. If Nisarg collapses and is unable to comprehend in the atrium what the accent is, it is very easy for me to switch roles. Aditya can go inside, Nisarg can go outside. In case Nisarg is unable to even do the guest testimonials, I can switch again and I can find Soham to do the guest testimonials and Nisarg to do only publishing. And even if all fails, I have a CXO on ground who can take up the reins. While he's there for novelty and he's also looking after the CXOs, if push comes to shove, no leader would leave the task, unfulfilled. He would roll up his sleeves and step down and get those 80 guest testimonials and 200 plus videos out. So to answer your question very simply, Saurav, while the responsibilities have been equally distributed in an average fashion, the trust weightage is different. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. I do have a follow-up question, but I see Aparna raising her hand, so I'll let her take that.
Hey, Aparna, shoot.
Hey, hi, Aditya. Okay, so you're distributing based on seniority, right, in the group. I kind of find this very flawed. How can you just assume that someone is senior and then the deliverable is going to be flawless? I understand you do that generally, but then for a tight project like this, that rationality is missing in this assumption, according to me. What do you say?
But I would like to actually answer this question of yours with a line from Spider-Man. And I think everybody would have heard this line: with great power comes great responsibility. And this sentence, if flipped around, actually has the same meaning. So with great responsibility comes great power. And while you are saying that, the core premise of distributing the kind of work somebody is supposed to be doing basis their seniority, the actuality is kept in that sense. To give you a simple example, in a media agency, an intern is somebody who has not even started their career. This is somebody who's in their college final year or who has just recently graduated and who's still on their path of finding employment for the first time. Account executive is somebody who's into the mix for about a year to 3 years. A senior account executive is somebody who's been in the equation or in the system for somewhere between 3 to 5 years. And a VP is somebody who's there for more than 12 plus years. So it is through sheer logic, or it's like sheer tooth and nail, that if somebody has spent 12 years in that industry, even if they are the worst at what they do, they at least know what to do, right? So when we talk about the distribution or the theory behind distribution of responsibilities in this particular case, it is done keeping that ledger into account. That when it comes to publishing, it is as simple as clicking a button. I know there is ChatGPT and generative AI who can do that for us, but then we still have human children to train and make employable. Is why the intern is being given this very mundane task of publishing. But yeah, publishing is something can I or Nisarg or Abhishek can't do. But the only reason we have kept it is because the underlying premises, we have bigger fish to fry. I need to run around the event space to capture more and more guest testimonials. Nisarg has to be ever cognizant in that uh, main stage area where he cannot miss a single key update because it is being narrated, right? The CEO walks on stage, the CEO does like a key announcement, the CEO, you know the drill, right? What happens in a keynote? Just imagine when you are looking at Tim Cook announcing the new iPhone. You're like, oh, the camera's coming out. Oh, the size has shrunk down. Every sentence coming out of the CXO's mouth is absolute gold and has to be shared on social media. Why is Abhishek on ground roaming around with these people? Because it might happen that something were to go south and a change in a media plan is required almost instantly. Something were to go south and a contingency plan has to be kicked into equation then and there. So depending upon the kind of seniority that you present, you have the kind of cognizance, the response, and the ability to deliver. So I hope when we talk about delivering or like distribution of work basis seniority, that's the underlying premise. But also in taking into account how I responded to Sourav. In case a particular seniority level does not suffice, there are anchors above and below ready to rush in and get that piece fulfilled. So let's just say a senior account executive doesn't deliver. There's a VP and an account executive who can pull in and fulfill that role. If an intern doesn't deliver, then a account executive and a vendor staff can pull in and fulfill that role. If a VP doesn't deliver, then yet still through by sheer logic of what has been told to the senior account executive, and intern, the show will run. It might collapse. It might not happen that the contingency plans might kick in as efficiently had a VP had run it, but yet still you would get your tick marks in place. So I hope that answers your question, Aparna. Aparna, are you satisfied? I would request a response.
Next
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yes,
thanks.
I'm sorry. I have terrible
Yeah.
network, so
No,
kind of
not a problem.
satisfied.
Okay,
Kind of
I see
satisfied.
Jaspreet also. I see Jaspreet also. First Jaspreet and then Sudharma. Jaspreet, your question.
Actually, raised her hand first. Maybe you can go with just Sudharma.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. Sudharma.
Okay, Toastmaster Aditya, I have one question. I noticed that you have only hard metrics. What about soft skills like culture and attitude?
Agreed. Sudharma, that is one of the reasons, and this kind of beautifully builds in addition to what I was giving as a response to Aparna just now. You look at how this soft skill parameter has been, cascaded. And in turn, might not have the soft skills to speak with professionals who have been in the industry for so many years. Hence, this particular kid been put stationary. Like, bro, you don't have to move around. You might end up pissing off someone. You don't get a chance to move around. Account executive is somebody who has at least seen the world, who's yet very new, but who has seen the world, and he's someone who's like 2 to 3 years into the job, right? So he knows how the world works. He knows, he has that curiosity to his head that, if I were to go and ask and speak to a random guest, I can do that without offending them, right? A senior account executive for that matter, if he's put inside the atrium and if he's capturing all of these things, one of the, I think that did not get conveyed as part of the speech when I was saying, but you also need to get the copy check done, right? Because if I am Nisarg, I'm sitting in the room, I am hearing this sentence where the CMO is saying that our follower growth has reached 1,000%, and I need to cross verify this fact, right, before I take it on social media, because anything that goes on social media and which is not fact checked might backfire heavily. So a senior account executive sitting inside that atrium has not only got to capture that particular sentence, but also possibly cross verify with somebody from the senior media team of Automation Anywhere. And for the VP, as I said, the Abhishek is going to move around with the CXOs. So taking your point into account, Sudharma, depending on how much of your soft skills could be trusted, you have been positioned accordingly. If you are an intern who might actually, irritate someone, stay stationary. If you're somebody who's like the VP who's overseeing the whole show, move around with the CXOs. I hope that helps. Yes, Jaspreet, to answer your question.
Yeah,
Uh,
Toastmaster Aditya, my question is in reference to something that came up in the chat box just a few minutes back, that there is somebody who's an impersonating member and he could, possibly do Zoom bombing attacks. So we do see such things happening in live chats also, impersonating people, participating and all that. So how would that be taken care of? Because that has, when we refer to the pre-COVID era, and when we move to the COVID era, when we came to all this online business, small kids, schools, colleges, everywhere this thing was happening. Even in corporate meetings also, they had to close down all of a sudden because of such things. So how would that be taken care of? Because irrespective of all the security measures companies take, still these things have been happening.
Point absolutely taken, Jaspreet. And I want to answer this thing. And while I started with pre-COVID era, and we're talking about post-COVID era, and I'm talking about an event which is happening in person. One thing that became a very quick answer to Zoom bombing or spamming or some malice being thrown in an online meeting with good faith is Zoom immediately came after with a solution called webinar only, where it is just a live stream. To give a very simple example, I'm not sure, Jasmeet, you have seen videos of Apple doing launches, but Apple records a video or it is live streaming the video, and there is no way you can't even put a live chat. You can't do anything. It is not a two-way street at all. And for an event of this scale, if I'm giving you that comparable, that when Apple releases an iPhone or Google releases a new Android device, Automation Anywhere's Imagine is of the comparable scale. It's a one-way street. It's a one-way street. It's going to be live streamed on a webinar. You can go and view it, but there is no possible way for you to interrupt the actual proceedings going on ground. And also to possibly take into account, if there are interruptions on ground. No, like while there could be interruptions on online, there could also be interruptions on ground. And for that, we have the security of Sheraton. And it's not something as part of my plan, but it's a contingency which is covered by the basic price we pay to Sheraton. I see the red card going up. I see 4 to 5 interruptions being covered. With that, my time today comes to an end. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you for taking time out to hear me out. And thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for the disruptions. Before I move on to the next speaker, I would want to point out something very important. What we do in Toastmaster is actually a simulation of what you face in your real life, whether it's a profession, whether it's in your personal life. And today's project is probably one of the best examples of how much we need Toastmasters to get ready for these kinds of situations. I'm 100% sure, whatever profession you are in, there is a time when you will be standing in front of some audience, whether it's your management, whether it's your peers, your clients, and you will be presenting a plan. You will be convinced about the plan, and you will be the only person convinced about that plan in the room. If you have not been through this, brace yourself and prepare yourself, because you will definitely be in this situation one day, someday. With this, let me move on to the next prepared speaker for today. Before I introduce the speaker and the speakers, and I read out the speaker's project objectives, let me confirm the presence of the evaluator of the speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. I can see him in the room, attentive, ready with his notes, his papers, and everything. So he's all set to evaluate the speaker. So I don't need a formal confirmation. Any further? I will quickly now move on to the speaker. Now, let me first read out the project objective of the speaker before I introduce the speaker. The speaker is attempting this project from level 5. And the purpose of this project is called Leading in Your Volunteer Organization. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. Now, these are some of the notes for the evaluator. During the completion of this project, the members served in a leadership role in a volunteer organization for a minimum of 6 months, received feedback on his or her leadership skills from members of the organization in the form of a 360-degree evaluation, developed a succession plan to aid in the transition of his or her leadership role. About this particular speech, the member will present today a well-organized speech about her experience serving as a volunteer leader. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The style should support the content. The speech should not be a report on the content of the leading in your volunteer organization project. With this, let me now introduce the speaker. And though I have a formal introduction of the speaker, I know her way too well to bank on that or lean on that. So our speaker for today, the second speaker for today, is the charter president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, the first president of the first club of the Gabbys family charter way back, sounds like way back now, 3 years back in September 2020. She is the past area director of Area E2, District 92. She is a distinguished Toastmaster. She is one of the fastest path breakers of District 92. She has completed one path in just 3 weeks. I know people who have taken 3 years to complete a path, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but completing a path in 3 weeks, which means 16 speeches in 3 weeks, does talk about the kind of dedication that she brings to the table. Please welcome, with a huge round of applause, the Iron Lady of the Gabbys family, our president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, the past VP of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel, nightmares, 3 minutes.
Did you ever experience a nightmare with an open eye? Well, I'm not asking you to keep on sharing your experiences right now. Neither am I asking you to start lucid dreaming. I'm just wanting you to reflect on your experience as I'm talking about mine. One fine day, I was sitting in solitude on the terrace, sipping my milk tea. I got a call from one of the eminent leaders of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. The call went on something like this. Nancy, one of our EXCOM members wants to drop off because of some operational issues. Okay. The call went on and on about the same thing. I can't reveal everything. So what do? Why are you telling me all of this? I'm not part of EXCOM anymore. I'm telling you all of this. I want you to fill up that position. What position? VP Education. That's how the nightmare started. VP Education. This was the role I never played in my life. 3 years into Toastmasters, I was president, VP membership, area director, but never a VP Education. So no clue. All those people who have played this role, they would completely relate to what I'm saying. Now, the argument went on and on. Why me? How? What will I do? Why do I want to do it? Or probably I just want to sit back. But as I mentioned, the eminent leader, there's no to an answer to him. And you know what I'm talking about. I ended up with a yes. And that's how my VP Education role with the Gabbys Toastmasters started back in February 2023. I thought, okay, what can go really bad here? A club of 36 people, I need to connect with them. I need to find roles for every meeting which is happening once a week. Fate has some other plans. 3 weeks into the role, and I got interior uveitis. This is a problem of the eye where are on complete bed rest, steroid medication, and you can't even look at your phone. You can't write messages, connect with the world, or even if someone was calling me at that point in time for an entire month, it was my sister ending up speaking to that person saying, he is not available. 1.5 months passed with this, and I was almost about to quit, telling the trio of my club that, this is not happening anymore. It was as good as me being the Beauty Adams from Shawshank Redemption, telling everyone, writing on the wall, I'll quit. That's when the trio, being the smart trio of the club, it was Toastmaster Renu and DTM Sourav. They said, Nancy, we have a goal for you. What goal? And I was just about to say I quit. Before that, they came up with a goal saying, we want to help our members achieve 100 education awards in this program year. 100 education awards. We were at 25. 9 months, 25 awards. 36 members. 75, okay. If each of these members achieve 2 awards per member, doable. Probably I can do it. At least I can try to do it. That's where I kept my I quit feelings aside and I stepped forward, worked towards this vision. Now, for these awards, the number of meetings doubled. I became even more active. I started putting a lot of messages in the group. I started connecting one-on-one with all the people of the club. And yes, we achieved 92 awards in District 92, one of the topmost clubs in terms of educational awards in the entire region, and one of the top 7 clubs in the entire world. Achieved global fame, and I was the one representing our club at the global forum. Well, there was no going back. That nightmare that I was thinking about, it even became more prominent because I have achieved something that we never thought we could achieve, or we had no goals, no plans about it. At that point in time, our club grew. It got multiplied into 2. And that's when the goals became doubled. TCP goals, educational awards goals. I was just about to again say, enough is enough. I can't do more than that. That's where my ray of hope came in the form of a team. For something that I was doing all alone, I got a team of 3 people, 1 more VP education and 2 sergeant at arms. It went on smoothly for the next 6 months. It went on so smoothly that we had a Tableau dashboard where we can actually track every member's progress and help every member further. We had our own website so that Sergeant at Arms doesn't have to go behind people for introductions. Everything is there on the website. We achieved so many more things along with this. Now, we are at a stage where we have 92 people in the club. 92 people managing these people, everyone's goals, everyone's education. It's not easy. Trust me, connecting with everyone, it's not at all easy. And being the pioneer of this kind of strategy where no community club in the entire world has done it ever, segregating, multiplicating in multiple clubs, we were doing it not just once, we have done it twice. So for me, the bigger challenge came in the form of finding my successors. Not just 1, not just 2, but this time 3. That's where I strategized and came up with a plan that we need to have a mix of expertise and freshness, a blend, beautiful blend of both. And that's how our successors came, who are very beautifully managing the club. They have taken this forward, the baton, just so smooth. So something that I was feeling like a nightmare for the past 11 months turned out to be an extremely beautiful dream that I could never imagine. That's been my experience leading in this volunteer organization called Toastmasters International with the Gabbys Toastmasters. And I thank each one of you for being a part of this journey. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, for most of you, this was a lot of new information. For me, it was more of a recap going back in time. I think no points were missing. Who was that person who called and scheduled and coaxed and bullied the VP education to become the VP education, right? And there are many in the room who would resonate with that. I can see all the officers already smiling, saying that we also got such a call. Some of them, very few other actually successfully managed to say no. Very few. One of them has taken up a role in this meeting, and we will come to that all that later. But before that, let me ask one Sturmfrei moment from someone who I've been missing in the meeting for a very long time. She had never wanted to join an online club. She always wanted to join a in-person club. And when I approached her for membership, she said, "No way. Online Toastmasters isn't even real. Is it even a thing?" I said, "Okay, try Gabbys." She tried Gabbys 3-4 times as a guest, and finally she became a member. I'm now missing her at the in-person meetings. So if you know who you are, you can unmute yourself. Okay. So we are at the first moment. Since you're fresh out of college, let's hear something from the college.
Okay, I may look young, but I'm not fresh out of college. It's been about 4 years.
Lovely.
Okay, but still it's fresh. Ask me.
Yeah, it's really good to be back. I really love the speeches today, and it really shows that there isn't much of a difference between an offline and an online forum. And it's just great to be here and listen to all the speeches.
Moment. We are talking about naughty moments. So Sturmfrei moment is what we are discussing today. A Sturmfrei moment is when the cats are not watching, the mice will play. And the cats here could be your parents, could be your teachers, could be your boss, anything. But I would love to hear a college experience of this 4 years, for us.
Well, it could be this one day, which was it was basically my entire class actually. We all bunked. It was a mass bunk session that we planned because we were expected to sit in our cultural outfits instead of standing out and taking pictures and chilling with everyone. So our class decided to do a mass bunk, and that was really fun. Like I could see even the nods. Like I forgot about it and I was going back to class and I saw this guy who was a first bencher telling me, "No, don't go there, go out." So yeah, that was something really fun that we did as a class, a class of 100 people. So.
Thank you so much, Belvia. Thanks for sharing these kind of things. Brings back old memories. We will now take a short break. On the other side of the break, we have the impromptu speeches, the evaluation, the general evaluation. So do come back after 5 minutes, and so that you don't get bored in the next 5 minutes, we are also play a song. So people who are hanging around.
Sir, you are on mute.
People who are here, please continue to listen to the song, and others, please join back in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Let me show you how we do stuff around here. Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good. Work.
Nice.
Want to build your website but
So I'm back. Are you back? Is everyone back? Can you quickly turn on your camera so that I know I have your back? Some of the people in the meeting room aren't back yet. We'll give them 30 seconds to join back. They're right here. They're starting. So they're coming. As they come back, let me quickly now introduce the table topic master. The table topic section is the impromptu section, as I mentioned in the Toastmaster meeting. And the table topic master for today is one of the most diligent officers that I have worked with as a sergeant at arms. And this entire process that you see about people collecting the introductions, role takers will know that, right? So this entire process, he is kind of the mastermind and the executor and everything of this particular process. Before him, we had things a little bit here and there and bits and pieces happening. But this is one guy who has never ever missed a single time anything that was on his plate. Not only that, he knows the trick of being behind your back till the time he gets what he has promised to give. So if you have taken up a role and you are delaying your introduction, be rest assured you'll get 100 reminders before the meeting starts, so much so that you will be compelled to send an introduction. Please welcome with a big round of applause the very accountable, the very responsible Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad as our table topic master. Chaitanya, the stage is on. Chaitanya, for the sake of time, just limit to 3 to 4 topics because we are a little behind the agenda.
Sure. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav. I am really overwhelmed with how you introduced me. So thank you for that. And good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? Wave your hands, say something.
Very well, thank you.
Okay, and now I see everyone is good and energetic. That's the effect of the song that Sourav had played. So I'll be your table topic master for today. But before we begin, let me tell you why we do this. Table Topics is all about impromptu speaking, where we organize our thoughts and present it effectively to others. This helps us improve our communication in general, where we need to organize our thoughts and speak in any sort of situation. It's nothing very difficult. It's more like chatting with your friend, but in a refined manner. So as a table topic master, I will be sharing topics with the speaker, and the speaker has to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. If they speak less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds, the speaker will be disqualified. Good news is that everyone attending the meeting, online, offline, members or guests, anyone can participate. So let us begin by volunteering, or else I'll handpick them. Toastmaster Melvia, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start off with a very easy topic.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'll go with a difficult one then.
No, wait. I'm back after a while. I think I should get an easy.
Okay, so the topic is, what would you do if you don't have to worry about the future?
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the topic, Toastmaster Chaitanya. So, considering I'm in my 20s, right? I'm in this phase of my life where I am unsure about what I have to do next. I am working. I've been working for 4 years. I don't know whether I should be studying. I should change my job. I should look for a different field to work in. I have too many thoughts going on in my mind, and they really worry. So having this freedom of not having to do anything at all, like not to worry about the future, maybe my finances are taken care of, or, finances, that's the only issue we have these days, right? So if that is taken care of, I think I would like to explore the world, travel around. I think not just financial freedom, but also not having responsibility of looking after people. If that wasn't there, maybe I would travel the world, explore new places, learn something new, like try to learn something new every now and then. Maybe a sport, maybe a martial art, maybe. I don't know. Just try and explore new things, travel around the world, try different cuisines, since I don't have the financial liability anymore. Yes, so that's something I would do if I had no concern of the future.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melvia. Lovely take on that. And I really believe that these days, having a chilled out time with yourself and trying different cuisines, traveling to places is kind of luxury. So now let's move on to the members who are present in the meeting room in person. Can you please unmute the speaking area? Please do an audio video check. I can't listen to you.
Able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. But Toastmaster of the day, can you help him out with unmuting himself? The audio is not very clear.
He's unmuted only. It's the audio low.
Yes, it is very low.
So it is now fine?
Yes, it is fine now. I did not get the name. Apologies for that.
Aditya.
Okay. So here's the topic for you. How freedom for rules make us more creative?
Okay, how freedom for rules makes you more creative. All right, so just in the start of this meeting, when Toastmaster Sourav was asking, what are the freedom things, naughty things, what you have done during the college days and all, right? So I just want to add, so this actually adds to the creativity. So while we were staying with the parents and so we get restricted to somewhere because it's all of, you have to listen to them and you have to follow the rules which they put forward in front of you. Right? But now the time comes when you have to come out of that nest. Right? So it's not always you'll be there with them. So now consider it was for me, it was during the college time. So I completed my schooling. I was still with them. I had to follow exact rules what they tell me. So that's what I was a very good boy. So I was following everything whatever they're telling me. And then but when college came, I got the wings. Wings because I went to the hostel. And when I go to the hostel, that's where like I meet different cultural people, different people coming to picture. Everyone, it's like you don't understand that okay, you are into a different platform, altogether a different level of freedom. So this is one phase wherein like a creativity comes out of you all of a sudden, right? Because you are put into some kind of they say right, like when the iron is hot and when you hit it with the hammer, the good things come out of it, right? So you are put into some kind of role or some kind of situation wherein you don't have some backup from behind, wherein your parents will say, oh, you have to do, you should have done like this, you should have done like that, right? So this is when where you are put into that kind of situation, you yourself has to come out. You have to figure out what to do and how to do, right? So few of the situations, yes, there will be some friends, you make your own friends, you try to understand who are good for you, who are not for you, right? And in that situation, how you have to come out. So that's all is the freedom, and that's where the creativity come out, right? And that's how, based on that, you come out of your with flying colors or whatever, what is best for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So it is more or less a freedom from fear of failure that helps you be more creative. So let's get back to the online members. Sanoli Pereira. Yes, I'll get back to the in-person member again after the online members. I'm doing it alternate. So Sanoli
think I
Pereira,
am
we
not
have a
ready
guest.
today.
Would you like to take up a topic?
No, I think I'm not ready for speech today. Is
You
it
can take it.
okay
It's very
to take
simple.
another?
Would you
Toastmaster
go forward?
Sanavu, you can try.
Give it a try, not a big deal.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. So let me give you a good one. Tell us about a solo adventure that you did or would like to do.
Solo adventure. Shall I try in next time?
Yes, that would do if you're not comfortable right now.
Yeah.
So I see Toastmaster Punith raising his hand.
Yes, Chaitanya.
Okay. So this topic, which I'm going to give you, is
Yes.
sort of a contradictory topic from the previous one that Sanjeev spoke about. So your topic is how rules are actually required for success.
Hmm. Actually, I thought about democracy and communist quite some time uh, in few years back. And when I see the advanced developed countries, some of them are communist, some of them are democratic countries, then I had a thought, what made them so developed? One time I was thinking about, I was talking to my sister. I told them we should put a rule in such a way that everyone should follow the rules, like Dubai. They have a strict rules. But my sister has a different opinion on that because she shared about the negative aspect of keeping those rules. Then I'm trying to figure it out. What will make the country develop? What can we make to? What can we do to make the country develop? Then I conclude with an idea of whether it is a democratic or it's a communist or it's a kind of a kingdom where king is ruling. The ruler should be right. Yeah, in case of democratic, the both. Uh, Here the ruler is the citizens who vote. They should pick the right person here. Either way around, the ruler should be right. I think that makes a country develop. This is my take on the topic. Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Punith. And yes, a proper routine and proper set of rules are actually required for one's success. Toastmaster of the day, can we continue with another topic? Just one? Okay. So I saw a member from the in-person meeting who wanted to take up.
Yes, he's here.
Hey guys, hey Chaitanya.
Hi. So let me give a topic for you. Okay. This one is a mischievous kind of topic. One childhood memory of yours where you thought you were Stormfrei, but you were not.
I was?
You were Stormfrei, but you were not.
Sorry, I did not get it.
So where you thought that no one is watching you, but actually someone watched. Then you got caught. Doing something naughty and you got caught.
Childhood memory. So I was in 10th standard, and you know, if your friend brings up phone, he's the coolest member of your group. So we were in 10th standard, and it was Teachers' Day celebration which was going on. I was a part of a dance group, and one of my friends bought a number pad phone which had a camera, and then all of us got excited, and then we were doing some stupid dances at that time, some ramp walks and something. And he actually captured it, and he thought that it would be very cool if he post it on Facebook. He posted it on Facebook. I was not aware of it. And then the next day we were playing basketball. It was a very fun day because it was Teachers' Day practice and everything. And one of the guy who was a head boy, he called me and three of my friends. Principal is calling him. I thought that maybe we are preparing really, really nicely. We'll get an appreciation or something. And then principal opens a laptop, shows us a ramp walk on Facebook. She's asked what is this? Like, and we were looking at each other like, this is a ramp walk. And then there was one guy who was tying his tie on his head, and he was doing some pole dance or something. And then she said that, then what kind of dance you're doing this, and are you preparing this for Teachers' Day? And then we were looking at each other like, no, we were preparing for us. Then fine, then do it at your home. And then we were suspended for 10 days because we posted it on Facebook in school's desk. And fortunately, though, all of us were waiting for each of our parents to come and pick us up so that we'll be beaten at home. But fortunately, my parents were not at home and they were not able to pick up the landline. I escaped that punishment. And then, yeah, 9 of my friends were suspended. Next day, I was there, shamelessly. Fortunately, surviving that punishment. So, yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. You should be awarded the troublemaker certificate. So please give a big round of applause for all the speakers. Amazing. So that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav.
Thank you so much, Chaitanya. Lovely topics. And I love the naughty smile on your face when you were like, I want a naughty topic. There's no bigger fun than putting someone in a spot and then watching. School habits die hard. So before I hand it over to the general evaluator and move into the more serious part of the meeting, one of the rants I have is that we are a very sexist world. And that's why whenever we talk about marriage jokes, we only target men. So I think a fair amount of chance would be given to women as well. So we talked about all Sturmfrei moments where I said, when the cat is not watching, the mice will play. This time, let the cat be your spouse, right? So something naughty.
We can't hear you. This details out.
Sturmfrei moment that you have to share when the cat / your husband was not watching. All the married women in the room. Jaspreet. I don't know who else is married, but anyone else, whoever is married, yeah, don't be thing is, it can also be a fiancé or girlfriend, boyfriend, even that's also fine. Basically, a partner. Any Sturmfrei moment when your partner was not watching, you did something naughty. Yes, I knew this was coming. Yeah, this with all this.
Nothing great. I am a very naughty person at home, whether be it my husband or my children. So that naughtiness is very open now. I don't have to hide it. And even if I do it behind somebody's back, everybody knows who's the one doing it. So there's nothing of hiding or revealing or getting caught. It goes unsaid. This has been done. Jaspreet or Mama has done it. So that is the thing for me.
So that's how moms answer, and when they are caught. Right? So like a matter of fact.
We can put it that way.
Reason, Renu, you have a moment to share, a Sturmfrei moment.
I have more from my childhood days. Yeah, maybe in my solitude, I am more have Sturmfrei moments there only. So I go crazy dancing, loud singing, also kind of not very mischievous child I am. But yes, definitely. These say whenever I'm in solitude, not with anybody else around. So I tend to, yes, dance around or maybe sing loud. So these things are again hidden from my husband also. My husband also doesn't know all these things.
Lee, thank you so much, Renu. And with this, let me now invite back on stage the general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Nimshi, our GE. Over to you, Toastmaster Nimshi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. After some time of being solitude, here I am back with business. Okay, so first of all, I would like to get the feedback from my other two members of my team, which I didn't introduce yet, the speech evaluators. So I would like to invite the evaluator of our first speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. He was the speaker and his evaluator is Toastmaster Sheran de Costa. He's joining this meeting just like me all the way from Sri Lanka. And to introduce Toastmaster Sheran, he's the Secretary of Commercial Bank Toastmasters Club. Without further ado, I would like to invite Toastmaster Sheran to give your evaluation on Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Aditya, what a smart man are you, right? Wow. You just nailed your project now. In personal experience, my first pathway was persuasive influence too.
Nice.
So you nailed it more than me, so I'm proud of it. It was a great speech delivered by you, Toastmaster Aditya. Now your speech, when we consider about that, you use sayings like, the first one was the quote from the great Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man fan. Everyone is. So out of the whole audience, more than 80%, they love Marvel and they love Spider-Man. So you grabbed the audience so good. And you used good vocabulary, like a suffix, vendor staff, and cascaded. Now, those are not much common words today in this era, cascaded especially. because always it's either a downfall or going something downward. And it was really usage of vocabulary in your speech. Now, this was quite a long speech. So how could you really grab the audience without getting it boring? Well, you did it great. You moved all around the screen throughout the whole process. Well, you used this stage from this corner to this corner, and you walked as well as there was good visibility, and your posture as well as your hand gesture just kept us sticked and very spotted to your movements and what you spoke of. Then within the speech, I would like to recommend something for you. There are 2 points actually. Now this is regarding the eye contact. Now I'll come to this point again in the when I'm talking about the disruptions. Now the eye contact was going somewhere here and there. You were looking there, you were looking there. Now that's not a good thing in an online meeting. Well, it's totally cool in a what you call this physical meeting, but not in an online meeting. And the next is the hand gestures. Now this type of hand gestures, scrubbing your hand, is, we understand that you are nervous. So just try to avoid it, then you'll nail it. Now coming to the disruptions. Well, DTM Sourav, Toastmaster Aparna and Toastmaster Sudharma as well as Toastmaster Jaspreet. Now these 4 gave really good questions, quality questions. Now I love the very first thing is you said thank you for questioning. Now that is a really good personality of yours. I saw it. And you said thank you, and you gave them a feedback, and you used bigger fish to fry terms like that, idioms. Wow, that was really great. And the next thing is when you answered the second question, when there was a problem regarding the seniority. Now in that particular place, you described is real, like that was the most satisfying answer I've got out of all the 4. That's my personal opinion about it. Well, all in all, again, I have another recommendation for the disruptive questions that were made today. Well, for the disruptive speakers, actually, there was one speaker, this question was not much clear, that was about the culture. And I hope that speaker would really make it out to the point and be more specific, because even I think Toastmaster Aditya, my speaker, was also a bit going here and there when she asked, because it was a really wide area to give up, because the other 3 questions were really specific and on the dot. Well, apart from that, now in this particular project, this is a recommendation, right? In this particular project, there was one more thing that Toastmasters needed the speaker to do. That is, you need to get a disruptive question. That might be the 5th question or the 4th question. And at that place, they expect the speaker, as the red card is holding on, when the speaker was speaking, the speaker should say this particular clause. Now that is, as my time is up for today, you may contact me and you might have shared your email or something with your screen, and I'll come back to you. Or something, the second thing was in that speech, or either you could go with when they ask the question, and if you don't know something, I'll come back to you and I'll learn this and come back to you. Now that is really positive. Now, if you added those 2, I can give you really 100 marks out of 100 marks. Now, once again, in summation, your vocab was good and your idioms were good, and these questions were top quality questions, as well as the points to update and upgrade is the eye contact. Now in the disruption, it's totally fine, but in the speech, you have to look to the camera, and the hand gestures, don't be nervous. Well, and good luck and congratulations on completing your project. Thank you. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thanks, Sheran. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your kind words.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheran, and also Toastmaster Aditya. So I can join your club because my pathway is persuasive influence. So yeah, I know. And first of all, I have to thank Toastmaster Aditya because this is the next project that I have to do. I wanted to get some idea about how I'm going to do this project. So thank you for that. And I'll just give my comment on your speech. You showed nice confidence as well. And also the way you answered the questions, how you received them and how you delivered your answers was right on point. And we also felt that, okay, you are well aware of this topic and you were very well prepared for everything. That was one thing I really liked your speech and your whole presentation. I think your evaluator gave you the suggestions that you can improve on yourself. Being said that, Toastmaster Sheran also gave very practical suggestions to improve, as well as you were energetic and you were very helpful, and you motivated the speaker, even all the people who were listening. So on that note, I wish both of you all the best in your future projects and your future speeches. Thank you very much for both of you. And we'll move on to our next evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh will be evaluating Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy's speech. To introduce our evaluator, he's a teacher, trainer, and a coach who's in the domain of construction. And also, he had trained over 7,500 professionals during the last decade and has impacted over 500 plus professionals' life, who is a very inspiring person, I would say. So we are waiting to listen to your evaluation. So without further ado, I would like to give you the control. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I have been an officer in a volunteer organization almost about 7-8 times, especially in 3 different organizations, including Toastmasters. And I can completely relate to what nightmare my speaker spoke about today. Why does an officer member step up and take an officer role? To serve with passion and have a mission, isn't it? That comes automatically with the baggage of few nightmares. I can completely relate to the speaker, what she said. What more did I like about more than getting related to what she said? 100 awards with 36 members, and you have an eye problem. There, you have a goal, you have a challenge, you have difficulties. I love the way in which you narrated as to how you overcame that, and you met with the expectation that is the goal and put all of us into a global fame. Kudos to you on that. Secondly, you said that you were alone doing those 92 awards. Get onto the track. The road becomes a little more clearer because you were supported with 3 more people, 1 VP Education and 2 more Sergeant at Arms, when the club multiplied, isn't it? So there is no problem that has no solution. What came out little clearly, provided you hit the rubber on the road. Thirdly, any role comes with decision or leadership or action-oriented skills. To take up a decision, you took up that, made some actions, put the organization and the rewards and recognition for the club at a very, very high pedestal in the global flame that the Gabbys got. That information and those who have lived it made us feel, yes, we are not small, we are big. Thank you for giving us those memories back. Couple of things for your consideration, Toastmaster DTM Nancy Goel, if you were to repeat this speech. In any organization, especially in a volunteer organization, there are 2 groups. One is the leader groups themselves and the members. So I wanted to know, how did this provide value to this leader group as well as the member group in your speech? Secondly, recognizing potential in people is an important skill in a leader, especially when you talked about the successor. Why did you choose that group of 2 SAAs though VP education came as a default, is something that needed a little bit of elaboration. You talked about the actions you did to get us to the global fame, but I also wanted to know what were your feelings when there was a trend that would have inspired the members a little more. Overall, I love the topic, nightmares, elaborate a little more. Appreciate that you took the challenge, give us how, and thank you that you put the club at a pedestal. If you had elaborated a little more, it would have inspired more people. Back to you, General.
Thank you so much, DTM Nagesh, for that very insightful as well as very constructive feedback, I would say. I hope DTM Nancy would have had, she can do this speech in another occasion, because this is all about how you overcame the hardships. And yeah, to say that, I can totally resonate with you, because I had to take over the VP education just 3 months into the Toastmasters. So I know how that role had been when you are doing it for the first time without knowing anything. I was so into your speech, I was resonating with you, and even I felt happy for you, like how when you were like talking about all those achievements you could achieve with all of your members and with help of your leaders. I felt happy, like it's like I felt like it was me. So that was wonderful. You talked with passion and you showed us, like one day you also can do this speech again with all the things that DTM Nagesh added to you, saying how you felt more and how talking about the other groups that who have helped you with that would be great. So I think both of you, the speaker as well as the evaluator, did justice to this topic, as well as you both gave us lots of insightful ideas. I wish you both all the very best. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech and the evaluation. Okay, so we are now done with the speech evaluation. Now we would like to move on to my TAGL team to get the report. First of all, I would like to invite our timer, Toastmaster Upasana. Toastmaster Upasana, over to you for your report.
Thank you, ma'am. So from the speeches, nobody is qualified because Toastmaster Aditya went to 20 minutes 34 seconds and DTM Nancy went 7 minutes 33 seconds. From table topic, each and everybody are qualified. I'll share the report. And for evaluation, again, nobody is qualified because Toastmaster Sheran went 5 minutes 16 seconds and DTM Nagesh went 3 minutes 40 seconds. I'll share the report right in the chat group.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Upasana, for your report. Now I would like to move on to our counter, Toastmaster Jaspreet. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So I was just trying to fit in everything as yet. I'll just in a moment share the report in the chat, the Excel file. Certain things which I just made a note of apart from what was given in the entire list, the headings and all that. So one is there was usage of words like still, time and again, where it was not required. And then maybe I think the grammarian would be talking about this. For example, the repetition of the word very, time and again, very fun day, very well, certain places where it was not required. Then we had repetition of words like, apart from the ones that will be there in the Excel file, there was repetition of words like to, then try, and being repeated many times. Then there were repetition of words like something, and then you being repeated. Now, one thing which is a good thing which I would like to talk about is there were certain very mindful hours also happening. You know, when the person is trying to show that I'm thinking, going back. So that was there. And they actually added flavor to the speech. And along with those hours, there came certain very short pauses. Those ones also made the speaker very attractive, or maybe the listener very interested in what, because that aura is created, the flavor is generated down back to the listeners. So this, I will even want to name the person. This was Nancy when she came right in the beginning, before her DTM Nancy, before her speech. So when she's introducing everything and she says, I don't want to steal the thunder and all. So over there, these nuances I could see and I could feel, which were really very good. In a moment, I'll be sharing the report, but then congratulating everybody that not many repetitions or ahs and ums were there, which shows a very mature speaking style getting developed in the speakers. Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet. Okay, I would like to move on to our grammarian next. Toastmaster Punith, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimshi. Now I share my screen. Yeah, the word of the day is solitude, and it has been used by Toastmaster Aditya and DTM Nancy in this meeting. Then there are lots of good usage of words. I start from distorting, over enthusiastic, the tables are turned, the big avenue, move on to business or get down to business, threats of learning, keen, while the cats are away, the mice will play, pre-COVID era, horrors of our past, novelty, no leaders leave task unfilled, great power comes with great responsibility, sheer, bigger fish to fry, contingency, peaceful field, simulation, imminent, ray of hope, pointer, recap, hit the road, putting something on a pedestal. Yeah, rhetorical. Do you remember those days? Then yeah, I couldn't catch enough for epithet and proverb. And there are some the similes, pre-COVID era, bigger fish to fry. Then overall, the good usage of English, and there are some repetitive words. It has been covered by Ha Counter, and overall, it was good. Congratulations and thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Punith. Okay, now we would like to move on to our listener today. Our listener, Toastmaster Renu, over to you.
Okay, it was a very and good meeting in itself, and lots of learning from the meeting. I have certain questions. The first question is, what was the solution to the interruption of the Zoom bombing suggested by Aditya? Toastmaster Jaspreet had put up a question about Zoom bombing in the live coverage. So Aditya had.
People are impersonating. What if the team members are impersonating?
Yes.
See, Zoom bomb, that's how we can handle those in live streams.
Yeah, in live stream.
Yeah. So
What Aditya mentioned was actually he gave an example of Apple and Google, wherein the Zoom was one-sided, wherein there is just live stream and no one can interrupt with the chat. They cannot put any text or anything. It is always like one-sided. It will always come from their side. It will be live stream and you'll be able to. So that
yeah.
is what the question is.
Yeah, the Zoom webinar. The one word was that for that Zoom webinar where you'll be restricted. Okay. Can I go with the next question, please? In how many weeks did DTM Nancy complete one of her pathways?
3.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Okay. What was the first purchase of our guest Chandan? What was the first purchase among the toys?
Hot Wheels toys. Hot Wheels toy cars.
Yes, right. Okay, yet another question. When DTM Nancy wanted to call it a quit, what was the goal given to her by DTM Sourav and Nina?
Achieving 100 hours, education hours.
100. Yeah.
100
100 education about. Right. Thank you. That will be all from my side. Back to you, Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. Yes. Now it's my time to give my report on how well we have done throughout the meeting today. First of all, I know the general evaluator is more concerned about timing. We started right on time. I think 1 minute or two just went somewhere else, but yeah, we can count it on time. And we are a little bit behind the time, but yet I think DTM Nancy wanted an extension for 15 minutes. Yeah, so that can be acceptable. So I'll start. I already gave my feedback for the evaluators and the speakers. I would just give a small. I must say all the role players from my tag team with listener did their job very well, and I really like the way how our counter summarized her report by highlighting all the special things that she had noticed, as well as encouraging the R's that needed, R's and short pauses, because normally what we are practice is to avoid all the R's and short pauses, but she highlighted how it can be helpful, and that I would say I encourage that, and I think we can be more mindful even in our prepared speeches and other speeches, how to use them more effectively. Also, I like how the grammarian had prepared his report with all the key points that even though he could find anything throughout the meeting, the way how he had prepared the report, I really appreciate it. So that can be helpful for all the people who are present here. And the listener, thank you for keeping us awake. I think I like the role of listener, because in Sri Lanka, we don't have that. So I think we can take some of those things to us back, and we can have more moderations to our meetings as well. I like how it works. And a small suggestion, I think you all are used to it. We can have a small suggestion. So we can have a meeting award with connected to the listener, like who had answered the most questions correctly. Likewise, like the best listening person and the most attentive person in the meeting. It's a small suggestion from my end, which you can have if time permits and everything allows it, which you can have in future. And the table topic master, he nicely explained all the objectives, and the topics were aligning with the theme, and all the table topic speakers, they took up the chances, and I like how the in-person people volunteered, and even the online presence volunteered, and they took up the topics. It went smoothly, so I really like it. And how the way, not just the table topic master, all the members encourage the people to take up the chances. And have a small suggestion. In Sri Lanka, we have a table topic evaluators. So if you could have a person to evaluate, because we have these contests in table topics, so you can advise members to how more participate in table topics. Likewise, if you can have, well, this is a small suggestion from my end, if you can have an evaluator for table topic speakers, that would have been great. And even for, it will help for the person who are participating as the evaluators also. We normally in Sri Lanka, we have, if we had 4 speakers, we have 2 evaluators. Likewise, if it's okay with your meeting, how they are going, you can add that. It's a gift from me to you all. And should not forget our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav, with a very interesting topic. And I like the way how he explained the meeting theme and how he engaged all the members, how he asked us about our Sturmfrei moments and everything. I really like the way how he conducted the meeting throughout, how he managed everything nicely. So I know you're a very experienced Toastmaster, but you kept all us away throughout the meeting. And you made all us to come back even after the break. So that was great. I really loved everything about your meeting. I just gave my suggestions in my point of view. All in all, it was a great meeting, and it was a pleasure to be with you. Good luck to you all. Hope to see you again sometimes. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Can we have a big round of applause for the general evaluator and her wonderful faculty teams? It takes a lot of effort to sit through the entire meeting for 2.5 hours and stay attentive. This is one of the things that we do in Toastmasters. We just don't do public speaking and leadership skills. We also practice some of the survival skills like active listening. That's what the general evaluator and the TAGL team have been doing for the last 2 hours. So imagine, just think about it, people who are not Toastmasters yet. When was the last time you spent 2 hours listening attentively to something? In a world torn apart by distractions, this is a luxury, this is a privilege. And that is what another benefit of Toastmasters is. Now with this, I would want to bring the theme to the closure and hand over to the PO. But before I do that, I would say, enjoy the Sturmfrei moments in your life, right? Because that's what helps you keep going. That's what helps you keep ticking. We give away our Sturmfrei moments as we grow up. We start playing by the rules. We stop coloring outside the borders. And that's not fun. That's not fun. So think about it. Live life king size. Live life with full on fun and musty. And to carry this forward and to take this meeting to a closure, I would request our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Over to you, Nancy.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. May we have a round of applause for DTM Sourav for walking us through such an interesting theme today, telling us all that how we need to live our life in size amidst all, don't forget the consequences. Just a gentle reminder, a subtle reminder from the presiding officer here. All right. In the meanwhile, the polls are being conducted. I would want to take feedback from our guest. I'll start first with the online guest that we have. Toastmaster Kalpesh, yes.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. First of all, due to some internet issue, I got disconnected in the middle of the meeting and I couldn't participate in this table topic session. For that, but meeting was well managed, which I got to know, and now I can correlate your words. You mentioned this meeting, you won this 100 education awards. That is I would say this is the embodies of like perfections what you have in your club. All speakers, I would say all speaker were well, all speaker and all player was well, and I would say in one line, this club is ocean for the learning, and thank you for having me. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpesh, for joining all the way from Ahmedabad and sharing your feedback with us. I look forward to having you in many more upcoming meetings of the Gabbys. Be our guest, be a part of our family as much as you want.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on with our next guest, San Pereira. Sanoli, are you here? Yes, it's a small table topic for you. Please provide your valuable feedback for the club.
As this is my second day of journey, so I think it's really interesting for me. So
What else did you like about the meeting today? Little bit.
Sorry, I didn't get.
So what was the most favorite moment for you today? What did you love? Was it the hot team, the speakers?
Whole session was interesting for me, and I enjoy it. And that the speakers also interestingly present them. So I enjoyed the whole session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy many more meetings, and I really want you to take participation in speeches. I would love to hear you. You have got such a lovely voice and you speak so well. Just participate more. Moving on with our in-person guests, we have Chandan Kumar Jha. May I request you to provide your feedback? You can come here.
So this is my first time that I've been to Toastmasters. I was not very familiar with the concept. So I'm very thankful for my friend Toastmaster Aditya. He actually forced me to come here, that you should and you must come. Then he gave me Nagesh's number also, that you should connect with him, you should understand what it is, and you really need it. So I had 2 or 3 questions with him, that I'm in Bangalore, I want to make most out of the Bangalore. I am weak in certain criteria and I need to work on this. And he gave only one solution: come to Gabbys Toastmasters. So I'm very thankful to him, and I'm very thankful to Nagesh sir. And I really enjoyed this. This is a very interactive session. I like that everybody is invited, included, and a very good, very honest opinion is provided by everybody. So this is a really good session, and I'll definitely come again. So hopefully you'll see me again next week maybe. So thanks a lot for having me here. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Chandan, and we absolutely loved your table topic speech. We would love to hear many more such mysterious stories from you. As Toastmaster Aditya was speaking during his speech about Abhishek Mishra, I saw Abhishek Mishra in the room. I was also trying to find out other names. I was just wondering whether Chandan was also part of that team, the project plan. But to my surprise, he's not. All right. Am I missing anyone from the guests? Any members who would want to share their feedback for the meeting today? We have already heard from our general evaluator and our evaluator. Anyone else who would like to share their feedback? No one? Toastmaster Sanjeet, how's your in-person meeting feedback?
It was really good. Nothing, no words to it. It's really same. And I told Nagesh sir also I'll try to come next weekend.
Lovely. It was so good that you want to come every week, every upcoming week. But this Zoom Master, the polls are, do we have the polls ready?
2 minutes, I missed the problem.
Okay, in the meanwhile, the polls are getting ready. I just want to make an announcement that we have our international speech contest on 2nd of March. In case you're still thinking whether you should participate or not, just nominate yourself, prepare your speech. You have a set of mentors, all there to support you for your international speech contest. It starts with club level. So at least try and participate at club level. You never know. We have our World Championship of Public Speaking winner sitting with us. Okay. Anyone who would like to share their feedback? All tired? Waiting for poll results? May I hear it from our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nimshi? I know you have mentioned that you have got a lot to take back to Sri Lanka and you have shared your inputs, but as an audience, how was your experience?
I would say it was a very energetic experience. And it's worth my Saturday sleep, I would say, because it's the only day that I can sleep a little bit late. But yeah, I woke up a little bit early in order to, I had to prepare and all. So, but it worth that my sacrifice of sleep. I really enjoyed a whole meeting and the way how especially how the Toastmaster of the day and all the other members encouraged, and the way how the audience was very engaging throughout the meeting. I really loved it. Yes, I really loved this experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much, G, Toastmaster Nimshi. Yes, I can totally concur with the feeling of leaving your Saturday sleep aside. That used to be my only day when I used to sleep for long. Lastly, may I hear it from Toastmaster Sheran? Toastmaster Sheran, like I said, you are more of a family to us. You have been a speaker, you have been a role taker, you have been an evaluator and whatnot. Quick 30-second feedback.
It was another great meeting at Gabbys. Well, congratulations to all the organizing committee and always. So there's something new to learn in every meeting. They've got plenty of energy and a lot of, like you guys are so creative. Like you guys are at this perfect level where sometimes other clubs at Sri Lanka also take some ideas and move forward with them. So it's a really great quality that you're maintaining here. And the time, of course, exactly now today there's a small delay, but before I joined about like couple of meetings, I guess. Well, they were on time actually. Now that is something that is really important. Sticking to the time, being punctual is great. And thank you so much for inviting again DTM Nancy and also everybody. Nice to meet you guys and hope to join in future too.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheran. That's well said. Timing is of utmost importance, and this is the feedback we are definitely going to take back to the ExCom. We'll try to improve upon the same. The way you talked about maintaining quality, I hope to maintain the same in the upcoming meetings as well. Thank you so much. With this, the poll results are ready. We don't have any polls for speakers as well as evaluators, because all the speakers and all the evaluators have competed amongst themselves to go over time, and that's where they got disqualified. Time to announce the best OGS role taker for today's meeting. And this is someone who talked about something different that we are not used to, the mindful R's and Ums. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jaspreet, our first time out counter, for being the best auxiliary role taker for today's meeting. The next one we have is best table topic speaker. This is very rare at the Gabbys that we have guest in the meeting, a non-Toastmaster guest in the meeting, coming here, attempting TT, and then winning best table topic speech award. This award goes to Chandan Kumar Jha, our guest for today's meeting, who's with us in person. Congratulations, Chandan.
Please.
Can you see him? Can you identify him, spot him in the audience? Yes, good. Last but not the least, our main role taker. We had 3 main role takers. Toastmaster of the day with his amazing theme, table topic master with mischievous topics, and general evaluator all the way from Sri Lanka, talking about some important key takeaways. But the main role taker, the best main role taker for today's meeting award goes to the most mischievous person of the Gabbys, outside the Gabbys, probably in the entire world. Maybe it's hyperbole, yet it's true for me. It goes to distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, our Toastmaster of the day. Congratulations, TTM Sourav. With this, I adjourn meeting number 166 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I'll see you on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. For our Gabbys online meeting. See you until then. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.